For those of you returning, I'm glad we're back.
Me too. That was a long wait between visits, wasn't it?
And the nature of the pilgrim, and all of the mystery behind why he did what he did, well, it's still out there. It's all theory at this point. We're just making supposition.
All right, so tell me, boss, what brings us here today?
We're here because inside the largest parish of the Sanctum Universum lies a book held in high regard. And we're going to dissect that book and see if this furthers our theories towards the pilgrim and the unity.
Once again, you're coming in with some really, really lofty goals here.
For those of you that have seen our Secret Law of New Atlantis Part 1 and Part 2 videos, we do recommend that you watch them, but it's not necessary to completely understand what we're referring to. This is still a deep mystery hidden deep within the confines of the Sanctum Universum.
Deep? It ain't deep, it's like 50 feet from the door.
Considering how the common man in this century refrains from religion so much, you can understand how people would consider that to be deep. It's at this point, I would beseech you to stop listening if you've not completed the main quest line for Starfield. Please stop.
Boss, I know you're using it as an adjective, but I always feel like you're referring to the Starfield like it's a thing rather than a place.
Read the book and maybe you'll find answers.
We've studied the Pilgrim's journals cover to cover. What book are you referring to?
The book I'm referring to is on the podium in the Sanctum Universum, on high display, meant for sermon. It's called Among the Grav Jumps. We're to read it now.
Among the Grav Jumps, God seeks you. Is God real? The more proper question would be, is reality divine? Existence itself is a mystery which yearns to be uncovered. What is goodness but a comparison to the good? What is existence but a participation in being? Any common attribute invites comparison to some more pure form of it. As we work our way up to the tree of attributes, from apples to red color to waveforms to energy to space-time to existence, we find fewer and fewer branches to explore. All of reality eventually converges into a single point. Some call it Omega, others Telos. Some call it good. That says God. Oh, yeah. Some call it God. But its true nature is best understood in another way.
For where the diversity of the universe inspires awe and wonder, it exists only in contrast to a simplicity so pure that it may only be understood as primordial and even divine. To say that it exists is effectively redundant, as it is, in fact, existence itself. Our being derives from being. Our essence is what was imagined by its mind. But what we consider imagining and what we consider mind are in fact so far beyond our understanding that even these metaphors are like the tiny whitecaps on a massive surging sea. Most urgently, this being which gave rise to reality itself seeks out to understand its consequence, by which I mean you and me. Our senses are limited and only able to perceive 3 dimensions, as we are helplessly flung along the fourth in a single direction. But our finest minds tell us that the universe has at least 12 dimensions, and who knows what. Once again we come across the postulate of I think, therefore I am. Get really excited about that one, don't you? I really do get excited about that one. And who knows that further knowledge may be revealed in time? From our meager capacity, the universe is not simply unexplored, but fully unknowable in any comprehensive sense. And so we rely on revelation. We submit ourselves to direct communion with the source of truth, For truth is another of its attributes, even as all the separate aspects resolve into simplicity. To know the truth, we must know the truth, and the truth wishes to know us as well. Our physical embodiments are limited to movement in 3 dimensions, just as fabric is bound and defined by its warp and weft. But we have a power that raises us above the unminded matter that merely exists without will. We can bend the fabric of space-time, rending warp from weft.
What does that sound like he's describing to you?
It sounds like he's describing Starboard.
Sounds like he's describing Starboard.
Moving on. When we do so by jumping from point to point, we are not merely moving in space, but becoming voyagers into a new level of understanding. Those moments between Grav jumps are not simply nothingness, but glimpses into the understanding of the mystery that underlies all reality. To know that truth is to become closer to the divine ourselves. This is the purpose of our lives. The purpose of the Sanctum Universum is to guide you in these experiences so that each opportunity to know is not squandered. Seek out Aquilus. Let him open your heart to the understanding that it is no different from your mind, and join us as we seek further communion and increase our sharing in the nature of the divine. A key takeaway for me for this was it was not written by the Keeper Aquilus at all.
What, you think it was written by a parishioner? Somebody that was close to him?
You had a running theory that perhaps some of the people we run into are old followers of Keeper Aquilus.
You mean Starboard?
Yes, Starboard, that have gone astray. Maybe this was written by someone who found their way back to him and knew something about Starboard. I really can't say.
All right then, Boss Michael, what are your key takeaways from all this?
I think that there's a lot to put together with all of this, but ultimately we have to be very Socratic with our knowledge. This clearly states, and it is true, that we're only capable of perceiving 3 dimensions of space, and there are calculable, at least up to 12 that we can even conceive
Yeah, I
of
heard you use
layers
that before.
of dimension.
Socratic, like Socrates, the know
Right.
that
It's a way to perceive God is knowing that you don't know everything, that you can't perceive that is outside of your dimension. It's just to know that you know nothing means that you're reducing the chances of being a victim of hubris.
Jehoshaphat. A lot of people could stand to read this book.
There are a lot of arrogant people out there, Stash, that's true, and they think because they can't perceive it, it must not be real. And that is hubris.
So all in all, this book has been pretty much right up your alley, ain't it?
Challenging perception. I think, therefore I am. Incredible modern philosophy. And bringing people back to God. I can see it. I like it. I think that it is something that we all need to challenge in ourselves as our perception and being more open-minded.
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that.
Well, how did Among the Grav Jumps make you feel about everything, Stash?
Like always, I have more questions than I do answers. And every time I read something to do with Keeper Aquilus, the Hunter, the Pilgrim, any of that stuff, just more questions. We didn't answer everything, but I don't feel bad about asking them.
We didn't really answer anything, really.
If anything, we
I
strengthen your
suppose that's
theory
true.
about followers.
I'll see you next time, everyone.
Right,
Catch
love
you,
letters
trackers.
to him into Starfield.